Hi students, welcome back to computer class. So last day what did we study? We studied about first generation computers and second generation computers. What did we study about first generation computers? First generation computers, they used vacuum tube as the technology. And for inputting and outputting they used punch cards. They were very large in size, but their storage capacity was very small. And they were very slow in speed too. Examples were ENIAC and UNIVAC. And what did we study about second generation computers? They used transistors instead of vacuum tubes. For inputting and outputting they used punch cards and magnetic tapes. They were smaller, faster and cheaper than the first generation computers. So this was what we studied in our last class. Hope all of you are remembering these things. Today we will study about the third generation computers. Third generation computers, they were used during the time period 1964 to 1970. Third generation computers time period was from 1964 to 1970. And look at the first point. They used integrated circuits in place of transistors. First generation computers, they used vacuum tubes. Second generation used transistors. And third generation, they used integrated circuits. What do you mean by an integrated circuit? The other name for integrated circuit is chip. Okay, the other name for integrated circuit is chip. And inside this chip, there are thousands of transistors. Okay, so first generation computers, they used integrated circuits as the technology. Second point is they used a keyboard for input and a monitor for output. First generation they used punch cards. Second generation they used punch cards and magnetic tapes. Here in third generation they use keyboard and monitor. That is what we are using currently. For inputting they use keyboard and for outputting they use monitor. And next point is they were smaller, faster and cheaper and more efficient than the earlier computers. Okay. From each generation, moving on to each generation, the computer size becomes very small. They becomes much faster and more efficient. Okay. And example for third generation computers are IBM 360, Apple I and ICL 1900. Examples are IBM 360, Apple I, ICL 1900. This is about third generation computers. So inside this, the technology used is integrated chips, integrated circuits. The other name for integrated circuit is chip. And for inputting and outputting they use keyboard and monitor. And they were smaller, faster and more efficient than the first and second generation computers. Okay. So this is about third generation computers. Next we will be studying about fourth generation computers. The fourth generation computers, they were used during the time period 1971 till present. That is currently we are using fourth generation computers. Okay. So the time period is from 1971 till present. First point is they use microprocessors. A microprocessor is a very large scale integrated circuit that contain many ICs on a single chip. So In fourth generation, the technology used is microprocessor. And microprocessor means it is a very large scale integrated circuit. And inside that circuit, there are thousands of ICs. What do you mean by IC? It is integrated circuit. In third generations, we used integrated circuit. And inside a integrated circuit, there are thousands of transistors. Here in fourth generation, we use microprocessor. And inside a microprocessor, there are thousands of integrated circuits. See how the technologies, they are integrated from the earlier generations. In second generation, we used transistors. And in third generation, we use integrated circuit. And inside an integrated circuit, there are thousands of transistors. Fourth generation, we use microprocessor. Inside a microprocessor, there are thousands of integrated circuits. Okay. And second point is, they are more powerful and reliable. What do you mean by reliable? It means they are more, they have a good quality or they have a good performance. That is what you mean by reliable. Okay. And third point is, they use keyboard, mouse, scanner for input and monitor, printer, speakers for output. Okay. That is, in third generation, we used only one device for input, that was keyboard. And for output, we use one device, that was monitor. Here, in fourth generation, we can use three devices for inputting. They are keyboard, mouse and scanner. And for outputting, we can use three devices. They are monitor, printer and speaker. Okay. And last point is, they have high storage capacity. That is why we are moving from first generation to second generation, then to third generation and to fourth generation. The things becomes more easier and advanced. That is, the computers, they become more smaller, faster, cheaper, powerful. Okay. The storage capacities are becoming higher. Okay. So things are becoming more advanced and easier as we move from one generation to another. And example for fourth generation computers are IBM PC. That is the personal computers that we are currently using. And Apple Macintosh and HP 9000. Okay. So the examples are IBM PC, Apple Macintosh and HP 9000. The last generation is fifth generation computers. The time period is present and beyond. That is, what we are currently using is fifth generation, and what we will be using in our future will also be fifth generation computers. Okay. First point is, they use ultra large scale integrated chips. In fourth generation, we used very large scale integrated chips. And inside that, a microprocessor, they consist of thousands of ICs. Here we use ultra large scale integrated chips. And here a microprocessor, they consist of 10 million integrated chips or ICs. Okay. See the difference. In fourth generation, there were only thousands of integrated chips inside a microprocessor. Here, in this generation, a processor consists of 10 million integrated chips. Okay. That is, these computers, they are more powerful and reliable than all the earlier generation computers. Okay. And second point is, they support artificial intelligence. What do you mean by artificial intelligence? It is a technology that will help computer behave like human. For example, a robot is an example of artificial intelligence. Robot uses artificial intelligence. A robot is being able to think like humans. He can walk like a human. He can dance like a human. He can do activities like a human. He can think like a human. Okay. So, this is because a robot is being able to do this because of artificial intelligence. That is, it is a technology that will help a computer to behave like a human, to do activities like what human does. Okay, that is what we mean by artificial intelligence. And last point is, they have ability to solve complex problems including decision making and logical reasoning. That is, because they use artificial intelligence, they are being able to do complex problems, like they can do decision making, they can think like humans, they can take a decision like humans, and also they can do logical reasoning. What do you mean by logical reasoning? It is a step-by-step procedure in which we can solve a problem. That is, see in this picture. In this picture, a sequence of numbers being given, and we have to find a missing number. So, this is about logical reasoning. This is what you mean by a logical reasoning. Okay. So, fifth generation, the time period is present and beyond. And they use ultra large scale integrated chips. They support artificial intelligence. That is, they can behave just like what human does. They can think like human. They can work like human. They can make a decision like human. Okay. And last point is, since they use artificial intelligence, they have the ability to solve complex problems. So this is about fifth generation computers. What you see in this screen is the 5 generations of computer, overview of 5 generations of computer. That is the time period in which each generation was used, technologies used, input and output devices used, characteristics and examples. We have studied in detail about the 5 generations of computer. So I'll just read out this overview of 5 generations of computer. Okay. Coming on to the first generation, time period is from 1940 to 1958. Technology used was vacuum tubes. For inputting and outputting, we used punch cards. And characteristics are, they are slow in speed, required a lot of power, they were very large in size, and they were expensive. Examples are ENIAC and UNIVAC. Coming on to the second generation, time period was from 1959 to 1963. Technology used was transistors. For input and output purpose, we used punch cards and magnetic tapes. Characteristics are, they are smaller, faster and cheaper than the first generation computers. Examples are IBM 1401, RCA 501 and Honeywell 200. Third generation, time period was from 1964 to 1970. Technology used was integrated circuits. For input purpose, we used keyboard, and for output we used monitor. That is, we used only one device for input, and for outputting we used only one device, that was monitor. Characteristics are, they are smaller, faster and cheaper, and there is an increase in storage capacity. Examples are IBM 360, Apple I, ICL 1900. Coming on to the fourth generation, time period is 1971 till present. Technology used was microprocessor. For input and output purpose, we use for input purpose we used keyboard, mouse and scanner. For output purpose we use printer, monitor and speaker. Characteristic is they have high storage capacity. They could process millions of instructions in a second. Examples are IBM PC, Apple Macintosh and HP 9000. Coming on to the last generation, that is fifth generation. Time period is present and beyond. Technology used was artificial intelligence. For input and output purpose we used touch screen and voice recognition. Characteristics are use of ultra large scale integrated chips and use of artificial intelligence. Examples are robots and Google now. I have just read out the overview of the 5 generations of computer. We have studied in detail about all these things in our earlier classes and in this video too. Okay. So with this we have come to the end of the 5 generations of computer. So with this I am ending my section today. Please study the topics, that is the 5 generations of computer, and also please note down the notes in your notebook. Thank you.